In the headlines of this hour on VTV News, State President arrives in Beijing for the Third Belt and Road Forum. Later on, Vietnam supplies 45% of pepper in Europe. In our world news, WHO warns of humanitarian crisis amid escalating tensions in Gaza.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It is currently 3 p.m. local time and you're tuning in to 30 minutes of VTV News. I'm Lin Lei with the latest updates. Now, State President Võ Văn Thưởng and his high-ranking delegation have arrived in Beijing, China to attend the Third Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation. They were invited by the General Secretary and President of China, Xi Jinping. This business trip demonstrates Vietnam's commitment to strengthening political trust and friendship with China, contributing to stability, peace, cooperation, and development in the region. In addition to attending the forum, State President Võ Văn Thưởng will also hold bilateral meetings with leaders from various countries, including Chinese leaders, to further promote the comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership between Vietnam and China. Prime Minister Phie has issued a dispatch calling for ministries, branches, and localities to strengthen discipline in state administrative agencies at all levels. The Prime Minister emphasized the importance of leaders, officials, and civil workers fulfilling their responsibilities in their work. It is necessary to enhance inspections in the public service sector and promptly replace or transfer underperforming workers who evade responsibilities. Agencies working together to address issues within their jurisdiction must coordinate effectively and avoid generic communication that hampers progress. If delays occur and result in consequences, responsible agencies will be dealt with according to regulations. The Prime Minister also stressed the need for the thorough implementation of Decree 73 of the government, which aims to encourage and protect officials who demonstrate creativity and take responsibility for the common good. Under the chairmanship of National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ, the National Assembly Standing Committee reviewed and provided opinions on the preparations for the 6th session of the 15th National Assembly on Tuesday morning. The session is scheduled from October the 23rd to November the 29th of this year. Regarding the preparations, National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ suggested that the Q&A session should be shortened to 2.5 days with a focus on relevant issues. During the closing session of the 27th of the National Assembly Standing Committee, the National Assembly Chairman announced that the committee had successfully completed the entire program after 4.5 days. As of now, all preparations for the 6th session have been concluded. The National Assembly Chairman urged relevant agencies to complete the content preparation and promptly send the documents to the National Assembly delegates before the session commences. Vietnam is researching and developing a draft semiconductor industry development strategy until 2030 and a vision to 2035. Although that is an industry with great potential, human resources only meet 20% of labor force demand. Thus, the Ministry of Education and Training is developing an action plan to deploy training engineers, bachelors, and experts for this industry.
The Hanoi National University trains 1,500 students each year related to semiconductor industry. At this time, this university is expected to double the number of training programs. In addition to engineers and bachelors, students who have studied related majors will be trained for 6 months to 1 year to promptly join the human resources for this industry. However, the training now is still facing challenges.
Incentives in this industry now are not attractive. We hope that there will be more policies to attract more human resources to this industry. Universities as well as the Ministry of Education and Training will discuss the human resources demand for this semiconductor industry in each phase. From that, we will have a plan to train students appropriately.
This year is the first year that the University of Information Technology, at the National University of Ho Chi Minh City, will pilot a separate admission for the IC design major. It is expected that next year it will be built into a separate training major.
This industry is hard. It requires students to put in a lot of effort for employment.
We need to have a mechanism to attract students, support universities in investing in facilities and improving teaching staff. We also need more cooperation between universities and businesses to create job opportunities for students.
Many plans will be focused on in the coming time, such as building training programs and a team of specialized lecturers. All efforts aimed at building semiconductor human resources that meet both quantity and quality for this promising industry.
According to the Vietnam Pepper and Spice Association, Europe consumes approximately 130,000 tons of pepper annually, with Vietnam being the main supplier, accounting for 45% of the total supply. However, the industry is facing challenges due to the global economic crisis, which has led to a decrease in global demand for pepper. Preliminary statistics from the association indicate that Vietnamese pepper exports to Europe and the US have decreased by 8% and 11% respectively in the first 8 months of this year. The inaugural Hanoi Craft Village 2023 product competition is currently taking place in Hanoi. Hanoi is the locality with the highest number of craft villages in the country, boasting 1,350 craft villages, which accounts for 56% of the total number in Vietnam. These craft villages generate significant revenue, with approximately 100 villages earning between 10 to 20 billion Vietnam dong per year. Nearly 70 villages earning from 20 to 50 billion Vietnam dong annually, and around 20 villages surpassing 50 billion Vietnam dong per year. Some exceptional craft villages even achieve turnovers of up to 1 trillion Vietnam dong annually, such as the Sơn Đông Fine Arts Village in Hoài Đức District, the Agri-Food Craft Villages in Minh Khai District, and the Phung Sa Meadow Craft Village. Local residents in many traditional craft villages in Hanoi have been able to increase their income by diversifying their handmade products to meet the demand of foreign markets. Vietnamese artisans are striving to improve the quality of their products and establish a brand for their business in order to make Vietnamese handicraft items more popular worldwide. Our report from Phung Sa and Phu Vinh villages.
Lotus silk has become a unique product in the fashion market thanks to the delicate silk thread and extraordinary skills involved in its craft. Phan Thị Thuận, the most successful artisan in Phung Sa village, has developed a unique product line that showcases Vietnamese culture, utilizing a trained skill weaving method.
Lotus silk can be used to create a variety of products. I aim to diversify my product offerings by incorporating silk weaving techniques and modern technologies.
Many craft villages are looking for ways to diversify their products. Phu Vinh village, located in Hanoi, has been renowned for producing high-quality bamboo and rattan products for decades. Local artisans are constantly busy fulfilling thousands of orders from foreign customers.
Japanese customers prefer high-quality items that are meticulously crafted, such as handmade artwork. On the other hand, European customers prefer purchasing household items like bamboo trays, baskets, and plates. American customers, on the other hand, have a preference for bracelets and necklaces.
Locals in craft villages have to customize their products to meet the preferences of their customers. However, they often lack knowledge about building an international brand.
The government and local authorities have organized trade events to promote traditional Vietnamese handicraft products on a global scale. In my opinion, craft villages should expand their presence in foreign markets in order to gain international recognition.
Vietnam has tremendous potential for developing its handicraft industry. The country has set a target of earning $6 billion from exporting handicraft products by 2030. With over 1,300 craft villages, Hanoi, as the capital city, is expected to play a crucial role in reaching this goal.
Medicinal plants have become a valuable natural resource for locals in Quảng Nam province. Many young people, especially ethnic women in mountainous areas, are running their own businesses, specializing in selling high-quality products made from medicinal plants. Our report from Nam Chami district.
This young woman is among the first in her village to establish a startup utilizing the natural resources available in Nam Trami district. She ventured into remote areas to discover a method for producing high-quality, one commune, one product items, which have received 3-star ratings.
In my locality, there is a wide range of medicinal plants. With the resources at hand, I felt motivated to diversify the local products of the mountainous district.
Quảng Nam province is known for its rich biodiversity, housing hundreds of rare plants, including medicinal herbs like Noplin ginseng, Trami cinnamon, Lingji mushroom, Jiaogulan, agar wood, and dangshan. Women in local ethnic villages have been cultivating these medicinal plants as a means to generate income and improve their family's financial situation.
Thanks to the support of the government and the local women's union, many people, especially ethnic women, have been able to start their own businesses. They have overcome challenges and achieved their goals.
We have witnessed a growing number of new startups in Nam Trami province. Many ethnic women, who are members of local women's unions, have become business owners. Moreover, these women have served as an inspiration for others to transform their lives.
Nearly 1,000 startup models have been created by local women in Quảng Nam province. Despite facing hard work and challenges, these ambitious women in mountainous areas dared to think outside the box and have successfully built a brand for their businesses. Their success has positively impacted the lives of other disadvantaged individuals.
Before we move on, let's have a look at the exchange rate between the Vietnam dong and some world currencies in today's market. Coming up next on VTV News. Tropical depression off the central coast to become typhoon. And later on, Ho Chi Minh City increases tourism promotion to attract more visitors. Moving on to other important updates, weather conditions in the central provinces are expected to deteriorate as a tropical depression off the central coast has a high chance of developing into a typhoon. Heavy rains will begin in Ha Tĩnh province from Tuesday afternoon to the evening, with rainfall exceeding 350 millimeters and the risk of floods and landslides. In response to these weather developments, the National Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention has requested localities strengthen disaster prevention measures at sea and on land. For maritime routes, all vehicle owners operating at sea must be informed about the tropical depression, and all sea activities should be banned to ensure the safety of lives and property. For mainland areas, local authorities should closely monitor weather conditions to detect and proactively prevent floods and landslides, minimizing the potential damage caused by natural disasters. Heavy rainfall in Quảng Ngãi province has caused flooding in several delta localities, resulting in significant disruption to the lives of many residents. In Binh Sơn district, numerous residential roads have been submerged, leading to the isolation of several communes. Local authorities have taken proactive measures to ensure the safety of the affected population.
Around 350 households in Long Yên village, Bình Long commune, Binh Sơn district have been isolated due to flooding for nearly a day. The main road leading to this residential area has been damaged.
The
The area has been submerged approximately 1 meter underwater. We have deployed forces to coordinate with the commune police in order to block the road. Warning signs have also been put up to prevent people from passing.
Binh Xuân district is known as the flood-prone area in Quảng Ngãi province. The district has established 3 functional forces to conduct inspections and promptly respond to emergencies. Additionally, the district has prepared a relocation plan. In the event of level 4 natural disaster, 10,000 people will be relocated to safe temporary shelters.
In a situation where the river water level continues to rise, causing isolation and danger to residential areas, the district has prepared plans to relocate residents and is actively working to ensure their safety. In addition to the district's permanent personnel, there are army forces stationed in the area who are also prepared to provide support.
Flooding may continue to cause turbulence in the future. To proactively respond, the province has prepared plans to relocate and evacuate people in the event of landslides and flash floods. Ensuring the safety of people and their properties is always a top priority during this rainy season.
The Steering Committee for Natural Disaster Prevention, Search and Rescue of Thừa Thiên Huế Province has requested a plan to evacuate people from dangerous areas and implement a water regulation strategy for the Tà Trạch Reservoir in preparation for the upcoming floods. Local authorities need to be present in key areas to direct the evacuation efforts, especially in high-risk areas such as coastal areas, river mouths, lagoons, and residential areas heavily affected by strong winds, large waves, landslides, and flash floods. Functional forces must be prepared for search and rescue operations. Many localities in Vietnam are becoming increasingly aware of the importance of forest protection. Deforestation and forest fires in previous years have significantly depleted forest resources. Currently, some localities have implemented a model where forest protection is entrusted to local communities. This approach helps foster a stronger connection between people and the forest as they collaborate with functional forces to manage, protect, and thrive alongside the forest.
Over the past 10 years, Nhân and members of the Forest Protection Contract Group have been guarding the forest 24/7. These members are all capable men and are knowledgeable about the forest parts. At the Dong Mang Dam Forest Protection Post, the Phan Diem Protection Forest Management Board in Bình Thuận Province always maintains a specialized forest protection force and contracted households on duty.
During a patrol, we often spend the night in the forest. It usually takes us 2 days to complete the patrol of our assigned area. We identify and prevent any illegal entry into the forest.
The forest area covers over 17,000 hectares, with nearly 9,000 hectares designated as protected area. In accordance with guidelines and policies on land and forest allocation, the commune has formed 20 groups involving nearly 400 households to actively protect the forests. This approach has been proven effective in preventing illegal exploitation of forest products, while also raising awareness about the importance of preserving the forests.
We patrol 24/7. People are assigned to stay at posts all night.
Bình Thuận Province experiences a hot and humid climate. The forests in the province are constantly at risk of fire. However, in recent years, the implementation of the household forest protection model has led to a significant decrease in illegal logging activities.
The task is challenging, but we are making every effort to protect the forest. Incidents of illegal deforestation have decreased significantly.
Due to the implementation of the forest management and protection policy, 2,400 households have joined the groups. The forest management contract model has strengthened people's connection to the forest. They have actively collaborated with forest rangers to ensure the safety of the forests in this area.
If the capital city of Hanoi attracts tourists with its ancient beauty, Ho Chi Minh City impresses people with its vibrant and bustling atmosphere. In the first 9 months of this year, Ho Chi Minh City attracted more than 30 million visitors, nearly reaching 80% of the year's target. The city's tourism sector is currently focusing on diversifying tourism services, including investing in and upgrading potential attractions such as cultural and historical destinations, as well as river sightseeing, to further enhance the city's appeal.
Adri, a South African tourist, enjoyed getting to try the 1961 to 1972 way of fishing. This activity is highly appealing to tourists at the regional reenactment area of the Cur Chi Tunnel's historical relic in Ho Chi Minh City. In addition to fishing, visitors can conveniently explore Vietnamese history with the newly installed automatic interpretation system.
To go into the tunnels, to walk crouched, it's difficult, but it's very hard. The village, it's very interesting to see.
Will continue to invest in many new services and interesting games, in addition to continuously renovating and improving service quality to attract customers.
Ho Chi Minh City has capitalized on tourism trends by highlighting its historical, cultural, and eco-friendly attractions. The city also prioritizes the development of river tours with high-quality services. Currently, there has been a 30% increase in the number of visitors seeking travel information about Ho Chi Minh City. It is projected that this number will continue to rise during the final months of the year, which are the peak months for international tourism.
We invest in large-scale services and increase promotion, aiming at many countries. It is crucial to attract international visitors in the last few months of the year.
Besides diversifying tourism services, we are focusing on improving the quality of tours with the aim of increasing tourist spending.
Ho Chi Minh City's tourism sector also offers various water entertainment services, such as sailing shows, flyboard shows, artistic lighting, high-altitude paragliding, and traditional boat racing. These efforts are aimed at enhancing the visitor experience.
Every year, in the middle of October, the Miss Mokcho Dairy Cow Pageant takes place in Mokcho District, Sơn La Province. Healthy and attractive dairy cows with high milk production indicators are selected to participate in this competition. To prepare for the pageant, the cows must be well-fed, well-groomed, and adorned with accessories to make a strong impression. This year, 90 cows with the best indicators made it to the final round, and the crown was awarded to a cow that set a record milk output of 12,700 kilograms per year. Coming up next in our world news. WHO warns of humanitarian crisis amid escalating tensions in Gaza. And later on, countries seek solutions to resolve Israel-Hamas conflict. Moving on to our world news, the Israeli army struck Hezbollah military targets in Lebanon on Monday after Lebanese Hezbollah fighters launched attacks on Israeli army posts and a northern border village. Earlier, Israel has activated a plan to evacuate residents of 28 villages within 2 kilometers of the Lebanese border, as Hezbollah forces targeted 5 Israeli sites with rocket-propelled grenades and machine guns. Israel responded by firing missiles at southern Lebanon, and at the same time, Israel has increased anti-strikes and airstrikes on the Gaza Strip. Amid escalating tensions between Israel and Hamas forces, the World Health Organization, or WHO, warned on Monday that there were only 24 hours of water, electricity, and fuel left in the Gaza Strip. According to the WHO, convoys of humanitarian aid stacked up near Egypt's border with the Gaza Strip on Sunday, making it difficult for doctors to treat patients. The Rafah border gate is now the primary exit out of the Gaza Strip, which is not controlled by Israel. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency meeting on Monday evening to discuss the situation in the Middle East, specifically the Palestinian question. The purpose of the meeting was to vote on a draft resolution proposed by Russia regarding the issue in Gaza. After almost an hour of close consultations prior to the vote, the draft resolution did not receive the minimum 9 votes required in the 15-member body. The resolution garnered 5 votes in favor, 4 votes against, and 6 abstentions. Russia's draft resolution called for a ceasefire to facilitate humanitarian activities in Gaza. Vasily Nenbenzia, Russia's UN ambassador, expressed his disappointment at the lack of a solution to prevent violence and the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. There were 2 draft resolutions under consideration, with the second one introduced by Brazil, calling for humanitarian pauses to allow for aid access.
The situation in the Middle East, including the Palestinian.
Many countries around the world have made joint efforts to defuse the conflict between Israel and the Hamas forces in the Gaza Strip. U.S. President Joe Biden discussed on Monday with Egyptian President about the recent developments regarding the military escalation in Gaza. During their phone talks, the 2 leaders agreed on the importance of restraining escalation to prevent the expansion of the conflict and emphasized the priority of protecting civilians and delivering humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. U.S. President Joe Biden is scheduled to visit Israel on October the 18th. Meanwhile, Egypt said it will host a summit on October the 21st to discuss the escalating tensions and situation in Gaza. On Monday, Russia reiterated its call for a ceasefire and urged relevant parties to conduct negotiations to end the current conflict in Gaza. In a phone call between the Russian president and the Syrian president, the 2 leaders favored the immediate delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza and relocation of Palestinians in the region. They also discussed measures to prevent Israel from conducting further attacks. As weather patterns change, so have the types of grapes used and the best places to grow them. England has turned out to be a winner in the wine industry after struggling for decades to compete on the world stage. Higher temperature in the country have created the conditions needed to grow internationally celebrated grapes on English soil.
For hundreds of years, Britons have celebrated by drinking French champagne. But with vineyards now dotted across hills in southern England and sustainability concerns growing, local fizz is emerging as the drink of choice.
The size of the sparkling wine market in the UK is huge and growing. So we are really confident about the future of our business. English sparkling wine represents just a tiny fraction of the sparkling wine that we drink here in the UK, and we believe there's a lot of growth to happen here.
Rising concern about carbon emissions is leading many British consumers and corporations to opt for local produce over imports where they can. These trends are creating huge momentum. Viticulture is now Britain's fastest-growing agricultural sector, and the UK is planting vines more quickly than most of the world's biggest wine-producing countries.
The climate is changing. Agriculture is changing. Viticulture is a part of that. It's not the only thing going on, because what we've been able to do is to make world-class traditional method sparkling wines, which have won excellent international awards. That has brought investment, which has enabled us to acquire better land.
There are now more than 900 vineyards in England. Hectareage has quadrupled since 2000, replacing crops, orchards and pastures. Britain is forecast to produce 22 million bottles of wine a year by 2030, a sharp rise from about 12 million bottles last year.
Before we say goodbye, let's have a look at the weather forecast. And that is all that we have for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can visit our website or YouTube channel or download our mobile app VTVgo for more. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.